And what's up, everybody? This is Kyle Ott for Draftradio. We're doing a triple RTR draft, which is just incredible. I'm really excited about it. And here we are with our opening pack. And man, what a pack it is. We've got some strong stuff. First off, we have an Archon of the Triumvirate, a phenomenal card. Probably, one of the few things that actually makes you want to play 7 drops in the format. There's also a Thrill Kill Assassin, which is just a great card. A Stealer of Secrets, Avenging Arrow, Frostburn Weird, Centaur's Herald, Soulsworn Spirit. There's a Savage Surge. Dispel is even a fine sideboard card. I'm going to take Stab Wound. Stab Wound is just awesome. It keeps us in one color. We can go Rakdos. We can go Golgari. We can do just about anything with it. And honestly, it is Stab Wound. So we're going to take Stab Wound. Boom! Man, that is a Vraska. I'm not one to jump into an archetype immediately, but that's a Vraska. So we're gonna take Vraska. Yeah, that's a pretty easy slime pick there. Not too shabby. Good job, first 2 picks, getting good cards indeed. So there's definitely some stuff to talk about here. There's a late Thought Flare. This is definitely like a first or second pick quality card. There's an Ethereal Armor, which is actually one of the stronger cards in the block. If you can get, there was a really aggressive archetype that was floating around that was basically just Ethereal Armor and Trained Caracals. There's also Cobble Brute, which is an acceptable card. Knightly Valor is fine as well, as is Spawn of Rix Mahdi. We could always be Selesnya and just splash for these two. I certainly wouldn't mind that. However, I think for us the pick is going to be Drudge Beetle. It's just an acceptable 2-drop, and it's got some good late game potential as well. There's also a Stonefair Crocodile, but there's a chance that could wheel. And then Grave Betrayal, whenever a creature you don't control dies. Huh. Maybe we want Grave Betrayal. Do we want Grave Betrayal? Sure, why not? If we get some Axebane Guardians or something, that could certainly be an acceptable card. So the pick for us is between Drudge Beetle, Brush Strider, Slitherhead. That's a late Augur Spree, but it's not as good as the other cards, certainly. I think the pick for me is between Brush Strider and Slitherhead, and I think Brush Strider is just better. Well, Drudge Beetle is certainly acceptable. What do I want? What do I want? Well, we certainly passed the Drudge Beetle. I'm going to take the Brush Strider, though. I like Brush Strider a lot. This trades with Centaur tokens. It does all that other fun and fine stuff that we certainly have come to like and expect out of triple RTR. Man, that's a late Splatter Thug. Yeesh. But I certainly like the archetype that we're in right now. There's a Trained Caracal, which is certainly fine. A Rakdos Shred Freak is certainly fine. But I actually like Catacomb Slug the most. Just a nice strong defender, a good wall. So also, a huge shout out to, I'm going to exit Steam. I apologize, guys. I forgot that this was going to pop up and make beeping noises every 5 seconds. And we're still recording. Okay, good. Whew. Sometimes the recording software likes to shut down. So we're certainly trying to be a little more on the control-y side of things. Brush Strider is actually more of like an early game speed bump than anything else, rather than a certainly aggressive creature. Also, a big shout out to my buddy John, who is joining us in this draft. Really doing really well, hopefully. I'm having some fun. I'm having a fun time with this. I'm not gonna lie. Certainly enjoying it. What are we looking for? Dagger's Rome Imp would be nice. I'd certainly take Dreg Mangler or any of the really high quality cards that you can ditch. Assassin Strike is fine. There is an Ogre Jailbreaker as well and a Perilous Shadow, both of which are enjoyable. I think the pick for us is between Assassin Strike and Ogre Jailbreaker, and I would like Assassin Strike. It's expensive, but removal is removal. Can't say no to it. Interesting. So we can either take Dread Reveler or Slime Molding. Slime Molding gives us something really good to dump our mana into, whereas Dread Reveler is actually, or Dead Reveler actually lets our deck kind of play either aggressive or defensive based on what our draw is. I like drafting decks like this, especially in the RTR block, particularly in Dragon's Maze, where you draft kind of aggressive cards like Brush Strider, and Dead Reveler, and then depending on how your draw pans out, you either play defensively or you play aggro. And you can kind of draft around that as well. Although I think the pick for us here is going to be Slime Molding. Like I said, we're looking kind of control-y, and Slime Molding is certainly a good card. Wow, that's super late as well. I'm actually just going to hate draft the Hellhole Flailer. I'm not going to play 2 Catacomb Slugs. I will play a Savage Surge, however. I will happily play a Savage Surge. I will also take the Centaur Healer on the off chance that I might actually... Well, actually, no. I could take Cobble Brute. If green dries up, there's a spawn of Rick's Mahdi. Okay, but green is... We still wheel a late Drudge Beetle, and then a Common Bond. And then a Rootborn Defenses. So, while there was some good stuff floating around, I think we're still happily in the green-black archetype. The Savage Surge was a nice wheel, as was the Drudge Beetle. We needed some early 2-drops, and a Combat Trick is certainly really nice. Also, huge shout-out to John. I don't know if I gave John a shout-out or not. I'm getting old in my 21 years of existence. But my friend John, who is Falcon Monkey 56, arguably the strangest name, but he's actually joining us. Great story about John. I met John at college, and I taught him how to play Magic. And out of everybody that I've taught how to play Magic, and I've taught about 8 or 9 people, John is the only one to consistently beat me. We did a draft before, but the recording software sort of screwed up on us. Which, you know, I mean, it's technology. That happens. The recording software screwed up on us, and John just thoroughly just trucked me with this red-white deck in M14, which is just wonderful. Great format, M14. Really, probably one of my favorite core sets. Who's taking long? All right, Level Failure has 10 seconds, 9 seconds. I wonder if he abandoned us to do a cube draft. Interesting enough. Man, there's a Hellhole Flailer, a Spawn of Rick's Mahdi, and a Cobble Brute. Maybe we will abandon our green if Rakdos continues to be as compelling as it has been. Although that is a Trestle Troll. I do like Trestle Troll very much, and that's probably what we're going to take. It's a shame that we have to pass the Detention Sphere. Top tier removal, just a fantastic card, but gotta love Trestle Troll. One of the reasons to play Golgari is Trestle Troll, and a second Trestle Troll. Happy with that as well. There's also a Golgari Key Rune. I actually might want the Key Rune, now that I'm thinking about it. We got 5, 6, 5, 7. This is an enchantment, right? Yeah, that is an enchantment. I'm actually going to take Key Rune here. Maybe that's a mispick, but I kind of like the acceleration and the fixing. Oh, man, I want everything in this pack. Alright, so let's do the breakdown here. Thrill Kill Assassin is definitely one of my favorite cards in the block. It's odd to see it this late because of just how good it is. Certainly a fantastic card. It's also a good speed bump, and again, as I was saying, if we really wanted to play that aggressive deck, that can also be a control deck, you know, if we absolutely wanted to, it's there. There's also a Sewer Shambler, which is one of those really top quality dredge cards that we talk about, and an Axebane Guardian and a Drudge Beetle, all of which I want in this pack. Although I think for us the pick is going to be between Sewer Shambler and Axebane Guardian, and I really think we want Sewer Shambler. I mean, well, no, we want Axebane Guardian. Because we have our Assassin Strike at 6, our Slime Molding to dump mana into, our Vraska, our Grave Betrayal. I want the Sewer Shambler. Oh, I mispicked. Oh, no. I mean, at least I mispicked one of the cards that I wanted, but still. Ooh, there's a Mizzium Mortars. Ooh, I like Mizzium Mortars. I also like Grim Roustabout and Krasna Monitor. Interesting. Now, do I want to splash for Mizzium Mortars? No. No, I don't think I do. I mean, it's certainly a fine card. Don't get me wrong. It's a great card. But I really just want to stay on color here. Man, that's a late Mizzium Mortars, though. Did people drop out of this draft? I wonder. One person did. I know one person did. This guy hasn't been doing anything. Maybe we do take Mizzium Mortars here. It's certainly worth splashing for, and we do have our Axebane Guardian and our Golgari Key Rune to help fix our mana. We're never going to be able to play the Overload cost. No, I think I'm just going to stick my Krasna Monitor and nod happily. I will play Ogre Jailbreaker, however. Horncaller's Chant is fine as well, but I'm going to take the Jailbreaker. Horncaller's Chant would be better if I had taken the Axebane Guardian like I intended to take. But beggars can't be choosers. Grim Roustabout is fine as well. Lobber Crew is excellent. There's some really good red floating around, certainly. But I'm going to take the Roustabout. I'm also going to take a second Stab Wound. there is other stuff for consideration. Again, another Lopper Crew. I like Mana Bloom. I also like the Golgari Key Rune. Batterhorn is a fine card as well. Occasionally you'll get some value out of it. You'll blow up like a Golgari Key Rune or something like that. Thrill Kill Assassin is great, but I mean, it's Stab Wound. Stab Wound is insane. Card wins games by itself. Ooh, Golgari Longlegs, perfect card that we want to see in our little mid-rangey build. Nothing like beef. There's a Soul Tithe in the pack, which is also good. Electromancer, Selesnya Guildgate is fine. Tenement Crasher is worth mentioning as sort of a good 23rd playable in the Rakdos decks. But we're going to take the Longlegs. Interesting. Now, this is a good pick for us. This is a cool pick. Well, this is a cool pick for us, I should say. I like Rakdos Cackler. I actually really like, even in a more control-ish build like this, having the ability to put a 1-mana 2/2 on the field and just start beating with it. I really like Brush Strider. It's a card that I've talked about before. I'm not excited about playing a second Ogre Jailbreaker, although it does hold down the fort quite nicely. I actually think for us, we're going to take a Dread. Well, let's take a look at our 3 curve. We've got two Stab Wounds in the 3 curve, a Sewer Shambler, a Trestle Troll, Golgari Key Rune. I honestly think Dread Reveler is just a better card, because it's a 2/3 defender when we want it, and a 3/4 attacker when we need it. I will, however, splash for Explosive Impact. And we got our Axebane Guardian. It came back to us. We're going to take the Axebane Guardian here, especially now that I have the Explosive Impact on Splash. This card is insane. If you've ever watched any of the Pro Tour coverage of that block, it's such a back-breaking card to play against. It does so much damage. Just having 25% of your opponent's life in hand at instant speed. I mean, yes, it's 1 more mana, but adding that creature and then having it, that is it. It's just good. So Axebane Guardian makes it good. Rakdos Key Rune to help us splash for it. Horncaller's Chant is actually something I might play. Dramatic Rescue is something that I'm happy we're not playing against. So that's pretty good. Alrighty then, let's take a look at what we've got. It's not a great pack for us. I mean, there's a Rogue's Passage, which we actually might want to take as an alternate win condition for us. There's a Drudge Beetle, Splatter Thug. There's a Rix Maadi Guildmage. Rix Maadi Guildmage is just insane, actually. There's also a Deviant Glee. I think for us, the choice is actually going to be between Rix Maadi Guildmage and Rogue's Passage. I don't mind splashing. Again, I have the Axebane Guardian. I have the Rakdos Key Rune. I don't mind splashing for stuff. Rogue's Passage is a great card, especially, you know, start beating in with our big guys. Yeah, no, I don't know. This is definitely one of those picks that I'm just not positive about. I think I'll actually take the Rix Maadi Guildmage, though. It's certainly a fine card, and we do have the splashing for it. Quick side note, though. Boom. Downsize. Downsize was a card that a lot of people didn't like, and I loved it. If you got into the Izzet build, this card was insane. Because it nerfed the 3/3 Centaurs from the Selesnya deck. It stopped the Death Touch stuff that you would occasionally see. You could save your creatures in combat. You could save yourself in combat. It was just a phenomenal card. Ooh. Obeded Overgrown Tomb, though. I do like Overgrown Tomb. Again, a perfect mana base is a perfect mana base. However, I think for us, the pick is either Launch Party, Centaur's Herald, or Towering Indrik. Actually, Terrace Worm might be decent for our deck. I think for us, what we're going to do is we're going to take the Launch Party. Sack our guys, make him kill stuff, get some value out of our Dredge. I'm sorry, our Scavenge. Take Golgari Longlegs here over the Splash mana. There's also a Dryad Militant, which is a fine card as well. Second Axebane Guardians. That is a really late Sphinx of the Chimes. Man, that is a really late Sphinx of the Chimes. Whew. Card is awesome. You're never going to get that draw, but just the fact that you have a 6-mana 5/6 with flying, it's pretty sweet. Happy to see Axebane Guardian. Really happy to see Sluiceway Scorpion, though. This is the card that you play Golgari for. I mean, this in Vraska. There's also a Thrill Kill Assassin. Man, I have passed 2 Thrill Kill Assassins this draft. Just makes me feel really sad about my life, but Sluiceway Scorpion is the pick. Hey, we got a Golgari Guildgate. Ooh, man. Palisade Giant? What is going on in this draft? Palisade Giant is insane. The pick is between Centaur's Herald, however, and Dagger Drome Imp, and I really like Dagger Drome Imp. It's one of the ways that this archetype actually succeeds, because you'll trade your stuff for your opponent's stuff, or you'll kill it with Launch Party, and then you'll just put some early beats on with Dagger Drome Imp. Just a great card. Happy to see a second Guildgate. It's gonna enable our Ogre Jailbreaker. I'm actually gonna play Deviant Glee. I might play Deviant Glee. Towering Indrik is another great card. Centaur's Herald is fine, but Towering Indrik is Towering Indrik. We're going to hate draft the Rootborn defenses. There's also a Havoc Festival, which I don't necessarily like. There's an Izzet Guildgate, a Bellows Lizard. Bellows Lizard was an acceptable 23rd card, if you were super aggressive. I mean, it traded for stuff, but I'm taking Rootborn defenses. It's the card that I want to see the least. As is Trostani's Judgment. Keening Apparition doesn't really hurt me that badly. Neither does Cobble Brute. I will also take Soul Tithe, which I don't want to see. The Druid's Deliverance is fine, and Pyro Convergence. I'm not going to play Pyro Convergence. Yeah, I really like the way that this deck's shaped up. I mean, we're certainly a lot slower than a lot of the other archetypes, but you know what? That's fine. We've got 2 Axebane Guardians. We've got plenty of stuff. Ooh. So 3 people bailed on this draft. Wow. That is just sad. Sad, sad, sad. Still, it happens. That's why we're generating a lot of it, as much interest as we can for tapped out and for untap, is because I would like to see a bigger critical mass of people on here drafting, especially people who have an appreciation for the older sets. I would like to see that a lot. So what do we got in our sideboard? Is anything that I actually want to play in our sideboard? No. We did a pretty good job of taking stuff that we didn't want to see played against us. So what are we playing is the question. We're definitely playing both Axebane Guardians. Our Jailbreaker, yep, I want to play both of those guys. Trestle Troll, Vraska. So we're at 17, 21, 24, 27, 30. So we have to cut 7 cards. 7 cards essentially have to be cut. So let's start with our creatures. Definitely going to play both Axebane Guardians. I want Brush Strider, Dagger Drome Imp, Dead Reveler, Drudge Beetle. I want an early game presence that's actually going to be pretty decent. I don't think with the way that our splash is going to work out that Rixmani Guildmage is actually going to be as relevant for us as I would have liked. And while I do like Catacomb Slug, it is unimpressive, and our 5-drop slot is already pretty decent. Okay, so that cuts 2 creatures. Let's look at the stuff. I'm actually really excited to try Grave Betrayal. Under most circumstances, I would cut Grave Betrayal, but I really like it. I mean, look at it. Puff the Magic Dragon just came back from the dead. You can't say no to that. I will cut Savage Surge. Savage Surge is not what I'm super excited about here. I really want to play this Explosive Impact, and I'm excited to play the Explosive Impact. It's a card that's worth playing, certainly over Savage Surge. Alright, we have Assassin's Strike, Cold. I'm going to take out Horncaller's Chant. While creating 2 4/4s for 8 mana is something that I like, and while we certainly have the acceleration for it, well, maybe we do have the acceleration for it. On second thought, I'm going to hold up on that. We have 2 Axebane Guardians, 2 Key Runes. Horncaller's Chant isn't a... Maybe we could... Horncaller's Chant might be pretty good, actually. They have Trample. Oof. I don't know, man. Let's see, how many 2-drops do I have? Let's find that out. Alright. I can cut Grim Roustabout. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Take me back to my deck, please. 15 creatures? No, I don't want to cut Grim Roustabout. Well, that's 15, 19, 22, 24, 26, 27. So we still have to cut 3 cards. 3 cards, they say. Interesting. Let's see, I have Launch Party. Maybe I want to cut Assassin Strike. I have 2 Stab Wounds. I can actually cut Deviant Glee. Deviant Glee is not that good in our deck. So there's 1. So we have 2 more cards to cut. 2 more cards. We have 15, 18, 21, 23, 25. Yep, 2 more cards. We can cut 2 more cards. That's not hard. Interesting. What do I want to cut? Maybe another... I don't really want to cut another creature. 2 more cards, they say to me. Huh. Keeping both the guild gates in there. Got to get our Ogre Jailbreaker to break some jails. Oh, man. Could cut the Horncaller's Chant. How are we going to win this, I guess? We have got 2 beefy cards in the form of Golgari Longlegs that are probably going to try and do as much damage as they can. We're going to try and get there with Scavenge. We have Grave Betrayal as an alternate win condition. Vraska as an alternate win condition. Oh, I forgot about Vraska. So that's 15, 18, 21, 23, 25, 26. So I actually have to cut 3 cards. I am going to cut Horncaller's Chant. I mean, I've heard good things about Horncaller's Chant, but just not into it. Maybe we do cut our Splash. It's just such a powerful card. But if we cut this, and then we cut the Rakdos Key Rune, that puts us at exactly where we need to be. Yeah, we can do that. Although I really don't want to cut. Because the other option is to cut... Yeah, I don't think there is another option here, actually. I think we cut Explosive Impact and we cut Rakdos Key Rune. And that's just how it has to be, I think. Maybe we cut Assassin Strike instead. Right? It's 15, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. I can cut Assassin Strike. I'd rather have Explosive Impact than have Assassin Strike. And honestly, this accelerates us. No. You know, we take out Explosive Impact. We take out Rakdos Key Rune. It's not worth building the whole deck around. Because that's 15, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23. And I have to cut something else because I actually want to bring Assassin Strike back. Maybe I don't want to bring Assassin Strike back. No, this seems fine. We got good removal. Nice little derpy creatures, and we have our Axebane Guardians to accelerate us out into stuff. Just need to, if only copy and paste my one weakness. Oh man, this just needs to work. I have to actually get out of here. Leave this game. Nope. Forged Blade won it. Draft Radio had failed. The Janktanic sank. Man, that's the name of this deck, was Janktanic. Such an awesome deck. Really just a fun deck to play. Alright, let's play 15 lands. Let's go back here, check our thing. 14 to 7. I think it's going to be 8 Swamp, 7 Forest. Simple as that. Save our deck. Card not found. Enchantment 3. Oh, forgot to X that out. And we need to give it a sweet title. Obviously. What's a good movie? The 10 Jank Commandments. Janktanic was just... How do you come back from Janktanic? Oh, Jankback Trail. Yes, Jankback Trail. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jankback Trail is missing a card. Oh. And I have 17 land, right? I have the Swamp, I have the Forest. I have 8 Swamp, 2 Forest, 2 Golgari Guild Gates, that's 17. Yeah, so I can add Assassin Strike. This is when not being able to math actually comes in handy. What is that card called? Let's find out. Let's go to Google. Oh, it's Assassin's Strike. It's that singular possessive that gets me every time. Every time. Assassin's Strike. Okay, there we go. Alright, the deck is made. We are ready to embark on the Jankback Trail, and hopefully it's going to be good. Alright, guys. I will see you when we get into the rounds.